Welcome everyone to our Halloween home tour for 2025. We have added some spooky touches all around the house and I'm so excited to show you guys. So let's get started. The front porch pretty much stayed the same as the fall home tour. This year we did more of that Falloween look. I added some crows and some of those little twiggy branches that I use all over the house all the time to the swags that I made on the front door just to give them that spooky Halloween touch. And then I added 2 of these black trees that were from Five Below many years ago. And that really big black jack-o'-lantern was from Ross. It used to be orange and I painted it black. And then I added this little basket with some real pumpkins and then some faux pumpkins from Hobby Lobby. And then we put Mr. Bones out here to welcome our guests. And as you guys could see, it was pouring rain. And I was trying to get this video filmed. So, yep, I stood out there and got a little soaked to try to get a quick picture of Mr. Bones in the walkway. And then I also added 2 of these trees out by Mr. Bones, but I moved them back under the porch a little bit while it was raining. And then there you can see the rain just coming down, and we hung some little ghosts in the yard in the tree. We actually didn't put up our huge animatronics this year. This was the first year we did not do that. Okay, so now let's go inside and take a look at the living room this year. Trying to match the front porch and going with that Falloween, I used these same stems that I used on the front porch. These are from Hobby Lobby. I know a lot of you guys loved these stems and I do too. I have so many in my collection now and I use them every year. And then I added some white spooky cloth and I got that awesome tray from the at-home store. It's really large. I love how much it can hold and what a statement it makes. And you guys can see I reused my items. I used these pumpkins yet again. I used them with my Halloween decor and I put them on the coffee table. So these things go all over the house. And I just love them here because at night the glow is so pretty. We just turn them on and relax and watch our movies. And it's so fun and magical. Even though this was during the day, it was pretty gloomy outside, so I turned on the lights so that you guys could get just a little glimpse. Of course, it's so much prettier at night. They look kind of yellow on camera, but in person, they're a really pretty orange color. For the mantle this year, I really wanted to try and keep it pretty simple. I know for most people this is probably not simple at all, but for me it is pretty simple. I really wanted to just put the twigs up there with the crows, just a bunch of crows, and just make it look like twigs had overgrown this entire area. But I needed something to hook those twigs into, so that's where I used that black garland from Target. And then I stuck in all the twiggy branches and kind of connected them and twisted them in. I even took some of the twiggy branches and put them on the shelves. And I just wrapped them around and connected it that way. Just sort of literally wrapped it like that. They have such a good wire in those branches that you can do so many fun things with them. So here I stuck some crows. Those are the new crows I got this year with their wings. They're kind of up like that. I love those ones. I added them to my collection of crows. Those were from Amazon. And you will see them all throughout the home tour. We definitely went with a little bit of a crow theme. I used this same little sign that I printed out from Etsy. I just downloaded this off of Etsy and then had it printed at Walgreens. This was an 8x10, and then I also have it printed in a really big 24x36 in the dining room. And then I filled this cloche with some little skull heads and some moss. Anytime you want to make something Halloween, just add some moss and maybe some little spiders, just like I did with that brown pumpkin. And then on the top shelf, I used my Martha Stewart trees from Home Goods last year and added, of course, another crow. And then I got the gold pumpkins this year from Home Goods. All of the black and white checkered pumpkins are from Ross that I've collected over the last couple years. Inside of the fireplace, I put a strand of these flickering lights. They're meant to look like fire. I think they are so cool. Typically here in Southern California, it is so hot in October that we never get to run the fireplace. So I thought this was fun. But this year, it's actually been really cold already. And like you guys saw today, it was raining and we've definitely had to wear sweaters already, which is very odd for Southern California this time of year. It usually doesn't get that kind of cold or fireplace cold until at least mid-November or end of November. Those lights are really cool. They do look like a fire is going at night. On the left side of the shelves, I pretty much mimicked everything on the right, just did it a little bit different. I don't like to do the shelves exactly the same, but just similar. More like sisters, not twins. Another thing I like to use every Halloween are these skeleton hands. These are just from the Dollar Tree, and this time I added that candle to it. And then again, I made another decorative bowl with just a bunch of fun Halloween pieces. And of course, added some moss dripping out of the side that always brings that spooky touch and texture, which brings a lot of dimension when you're stepping back and looking at the shelves as a whole. These are my favorite vases from Hobby Lobby that I use pretty much every season. And again, on this side of the shelves, I wrapped the little branches just the same way and added some crows as well. Again, just to make it look like the trees were growing up and just growing out everywhere, continuing all the way to the top shelf where I have the black trees. I am still loving these chairs that Bona sent me. They are so nice. And this is the first time that I've had chairs that were so pretty that I didn't even drape a blanket over them. You guys know I love to do a good blanket drape over the side. And nope, I just wanted to leave these plain just because they just look so pretty. If you are at all interested, I will leave their website and my coupon code in the description box below. I kept it pretty simple on this table over here. I just added some spooky cloth to the mirror and then used my Hobby Lobby stems with some twigs from the yard in that black vase, and then added some black bows to the candles. I added some black spooky cloth to my fall wall collage over here, and then just a little spider. Again, really simple, but has that spooky touch for Halloween. Now we're going to head over to the little breakfast nook. I had so much fun decorating that hutch. This is the first time that I got to decorate it for Halloween, and I really loaded that thing up, so I'm excited to show you. But first, I switched out the dough bowl, or the little decorative bowl that was right here. It had 3 acorns for fall, but now I switched it to the skull heads, and I left the raffia in there just to give it a little tiny touch of fall, just because, again, we were going with that Falloween look. And this room mainly is just Halloween. It's not really anything fall. So the only thing I really left were the hay bales and the raffia to give it just that little touch of fall. Along the top of the hutch, I added a bunch of those branches and then a couple crows on them. I first added those corn husk wreaths to the back of both of the top shelves just to give a little extra texture. And then I added all of my potion bottles throughout the whole hutch. So I tried to kind of spread them out throughout. And then I used all of my silver pieces that I have picked up that are extremely tarnished, which I love. I picked them up on purpose like that to use for all of my Halloween decor because I just think they look so old and spooky, and they're perfect for Halloween decor. This was a really inexpensive DIY that I made several years ago, and I always end up just using it. I always think I'm gonna throw it away because it was just from Dollar Tree things, but I think it's really cute and it actually lights up. I should have lit it up for you guys. I have a battery pack of string lights in there and it's really cute at night. So all you have to do is get a cauldron, add some Dollar Tree clear ornaments to it, and then I added some little bones and moss in there just to make it, I don't know, a little extra special this year. And as you can see, I used a lot of raffia in my Halloween decor this year. And I even left the hay bale up on the second shelf. I just covered it with some black spooky cloth and a little spider. And I thought it was just fun. And again, like I keep mentioning, just gives a little bit of that fall touch to this Halloween decor. Just a little touch. I love these little potion bottles. They're so much fun. I collect them every year. Just whenever I see a fun one, I just collect it. And I have quite a few now. The little potions and spell sign was from, I think it was from Marshall's, either Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I love that this hutch has lights, and then with all the candles on the bottom shelf, it's just so fun at night. Those candles actually flicker and they look pretty spooky at night. Now let's walk through all of the webs and the big spiders, and let's go check out the dining room. And as you can see, I did keep it pretty similar to what it was for my fall decor. I just loved that decor so much, and I could not fathom the thought of taking it down just to do the Halloween. So instead, I just added to it. And I love it. The colors that I used in here, the dark, moodier tones, are perfect for Halloween. They're already kind of spooky. When you add any kind of spooky touch to them, they go with it. I took out the crab apple stems that I had in here, the ones that look kind of like berries, and instead I switched it with some of those little twiggy stems just to give it a more spooky touch, and then I added some more of my new crows. And of course, I had to use these cute little ghosts from Pottery Barn, so I put them down by the fireplace. I think these crows came in a pack of 6, either 5 or 6. So this is another one of the new ones that I got. And I wanted to put it front and center here in the dining room. And there again are some more of those twiggy branches. I told you guys we're going to be seeing a lot of those branches. And I was not messing around. I took the floral arrangement that was on the table for fall right here and put it up on the bar and switched it out for this black spooky tree. And I thought that just added that really spooky Halloween touch. And then this really jazzes up, or really helps to make this bar, which I do not like, look just a little better. I kept everything else the same on the table. I just added in some moss and a couple picks from Hobby Lobby and some black spiders. And then, of course, some more of those little twigs to tie everything together. Oh yes, and I also switched out the table runner for the white spooky cloth. I feel like that stuff always just gives that Halloween touch. I robbed the chargers from the plates at the ends of the table, which you'll see in the kitchen shelves. And I also didn't have the napkins to go at the ends, but I wanted to show you that you can't tell. So don't worry if you don't have all the pieces or the perfect pieces for your tablescape. It's okay. When you have a lot going on and all kinds of fun stuff, no one will notice. Just use whatever you have and be creative. That's what I always do. Since I went with that farmhouse window that I haven't used in so long, I decided that I wanted to do a napkin with a little bit of a farmhouse vibe, and black and white check is perfect for that. However, I ordered these and they're 100% linen, so they have a little bit more of an elevated look, and I think they are perfect. I absolutely love these napkins. I know I will be ordering more of these from this company, especially for Easter. I know I don't want to talk about Easter, but I have a feeling I'll be ordering some more of those for my Easter tablescape, and maybe a light blue or something. Okay, no more Easter talk. Sorry, guys. Moving on to these IKEA cabinets. I also kept these pretty much the same. I just switched out a few things, including the framed art. This is again just a print from Etsy that I printed. I actually printed this one at my home computer, and the texture is from Mod Podge that I painted. Is it Modge? Yeah, I think it's Mod Podge. I never know how to say that. But anyhow, I painted it over it just to give it a little texture, and I take the glass away so that there isn't a glare. This little basket was from my kitchen shelves. I switched it over here and added a little spider in it. And then this is, I suppose it's the viral candle from Hobby Lobby, and it is really nice. I have to say, I love having that lit at night. And speaking of lights, I got these little rechargeable lamps to put in the cabinet. They have 3 different light choices. I like the warm white, even though on camera it looks a little yellow. In person, it's a really nice soft light. I added a little black spooky garland to the mirror, just draped it over the side and tucked it back behind the mirror. I don't know where I got that. I've had it for so many years. I think I may have got it on Amazon. Over here by the kitchen, I added their brother. This is the new ghost that I picked up this year. Pottery Barn had a huge sale on these this year, so I added him to my collection, and he fits perfectly over here. I added a really big pumpkin display down on the floor just because I wanted to use up some of my pumpkins. I get kind of sad once I start decorating for Halloween, knowing that all of the pumpkins are going to go away pretty soon. It just makes me so sad. I love fall. I do love Christmas too, and I get excited, but I do get a little sad when I take down my fall decor, I have to admit. But we are having so much fun already this fall. We've already gone to 2 fall festivals. We're going to the pumpkin patch next week, and we're living our best fall lives right now. I also want to take my youngest daughter apple picking this year. I think she would have a lot of fun, so I think we might try to squeeze that in. Here on the left side, I just did pretty much the same things, kind of mimic the right. Again, I always try to keep my shelves pretty similar, but not exactly the same. That print, the ghost print there down on the bottom shelf, was from TJ Maxx last year. But then everything else was just super simple. I did mention that I wanted to go all out on those shelves, but I ended up using all of the stuff that I was planning on using in there on the hutch. So I kind of just kept those simple and then went all out on the hutch. So I still got to do that fun look, just not in here. I need to get some battery operated tea lights to put in here, or maybe run some string lights and just pop them in the bottom of all of the pumpkins and just run it across the tablescape. Need to do something to light it up. That tree does light up, and I love Martha Stewart because she does clear lights on her Halloween stuff instead of orange or purple. Well, some of her Halloween pieces, I'm sure not all of them, which I love. You used to have to buy Pottery Barn items to get those clear lights. Everything always had the colored lights, but now Martha Stewart, my girl, she's coming through. She's got all kinds of beautiful items at Home Goods that look just like the Pottery Barn items. I had to add in this jack-o'-lantern somewhere, and I knew he would spruce up this bar and just bring a little color over here. He is just too cute. I think he's one of my just favorite purchases this year. And then again, I added the arrangement over here. I just took it off the table and moved it, and then kept the photo the same, or the artwork right there the same. It's from Etsy. And then just added some bats, which I love because it says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers," and then the bats are flying over it. And it's just, that is just so Halloween. Here is our coffee bar for this year. I added that boo sign and then just some trees from Target Dollar Spot. I've had those trees forever. I think I got this little boo sign from Target as well, maybe 10 years ago. I got it forever ago. It was actually orange and black, but I painted it gold and black. And then I added some Peeps little ghost marshmallows there. And then we have our hot cocoa. And then some more, I actually have some more marshmallows in there. It's just, they're pretty much gone. In this little basket down here, I added our to-go cups with just a little pick of that straw from Hobby Lobby and a cute pumpkin. And then I added my Mackenzie Child's dupe canisters. Those are from, where are those? From Home Goods. And this cute little skeleton, he almost always sits up here for Halloween. He's guarding the pumpkin spice and the treats. All of the little jars are full of different treats. But I just thought it was really fun. But my favorite, this is by far my favorite purchase, are these little jack-o'-lantern mugs that I got from Crate and Barrel. They are just too stinking cute. I love the color on them. It's a perfect orangey brown, not too bright, just so cute in their little faces. Okay, now we're going to head into the kitchen, which I wanted to show you one last look at last year's Halloween decorate with me. Can you believe that cabinet was there just blocking everything? I'm so excited this year. This is the first year I get to decorate in the kitchen now that we have the shelves. It is still tiny in there, but it just feels so much more open, and it feels like it's part of the house now. It was just such a disconnect before between the kitchen and the rest of the house. You would walk in and I would have home decor and everything just loaded in every room. You guys know how I do. And then the kitchen was just blah. And it was just such a disconnect. So it feels so much better now and just a lot more homey and part of the house. These shelves are so fun to decorate since there's just two of them and they're so small. They're not overwhelming or daunting like some shelf styling can be if you have a lot of them. They're just so fun and simple. I know I'm going to have the best time decorating them this year, and I'm just so happy to finally have a space in the kitchen to decorate. Even if it's small, it's still fun. I'm really liking this boo sign so far, and I can tell that a lot of you guys liked it because I saw a bunch of them had sold in my Amazon storefront. So I know a lot of you guys really liked this as well. And here are those chargers that I took off the table, and I added the black and white striped dishes. I got those at Dollar Tree a couple years ago, and the glasses are from Home Goods this year. And the little witch houses are also from Home Goods. I added in some raffia and some skulls just so it would tie in with the breakfast nook. And then I added the cutting boards down here. I think I had these here for fall as well. I put some black roses and eucalyptus in that cream vase in the corner, and then added some little spooky tongs We use those to serve our salads, and it's really fun. And I kept the autumn sign up there and just kept it really simple because it is very small in here. So I do try to keep the counters clear and keep most of the decor up on the shelf. Okay guys, that's going to be it for today's Halloween home tour. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments down below if you liked the Halloween home decor this year. And also, if you did enjoy this video, would you please hit that thumbs up button? And if you haven't already, you can subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the fun. We have a lot of Christmas content that's going to be coming out here very soon. So I will see you guys in the next video. Again, thank you so very much. I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video, and I hope you had a good time. Thank you guys. Bye.